I'm alright, and I'm breathing, walking, standing.
Do you want to know whether you were talking to them through the window or whether you were on phone?
No, I was on the phone, yeah. I'll come in there if I were. I was on the phone at that time, yeah.
Alright, it's just that because we're a polling station, you can't be...
What do you mean? This is the free land. I can be wherever I want to be. You're not a polling station. You used to be a community centre, which I used to come to as a child, and I've walked up here. This is free land. I'll go wherever I want.
She's not trying to argue.
No, but she's trying to tell me what I can do.
I'm sad enough with it. It's just that because it's a polling day and the event's being held here, we can't just have people just hanging about.
I'm not hanging about. I won't phone. I'm waiting to come inside and vote.
Are you coming in to vote?
I'm coming in to vote.
Magic, that's all right.
Magic. It is magic. It's the magic that keeps this illusion together.
I thought you were talking to me when you were looking through the window. I thought you were part of
No, sorry, I was like, I saw that you all were looking, so I thought, what is her beef? So I was like,
I
yeah.
don't normally have people down the side of the building, so you like caught us off guard.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No,
It's not every day that this place is open. They don't open it hardly ever anymore because, no. I live round here. I've grown up round here. I know you. You've seen me. Yep. I used to go to school with Nathan, both schools, primary and Jordan.
Oh God!
Oh, I've grown up a little bit.
Blooming heck! He's bald head, what does it? Yeah.
I've seen you getting about. Yeah, well, I'm a free human being. I've always been aware of what I am. I'm not a number. I'm not a person. I'm a free sovereign human being. I am not a legal entity. You know what I mean? I'm deeper than anyone you'll ever know.
Funny. She just goes like you were at a window like that. She says, "Is he talking to me?" I said, "I don't know."
I thought you were pricing up for a job or something.
Well, I am. I'm pricing up a revolution, and I'm seeing who's on board. You love that.
Oh, sorry, Darren.
Leave?
Yeah.
Long day, innit?
Yeah.
Right, I should be on.
I'm gonna snooze it, son.
I know.
That's what it's all about. We should all just get outside, meditate for world peace, and see what happens.
I think you might need more than meditation.
Yeah.
Well, we don't need bombs, I'll tell you that much. We don't need to go and drop bombs on Syria. That's what we don't need to do to get world peace. Looking glorious today, my darling.
Sorry.
It is, isn't it? It is. See you later on. Have a good one.
My flowers will be smiled.
Yeah, they will. They'll be blossoming nicely. On to business. Hello, hello.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm a friendly. Tell you something, as fate would have it, Julie Cooper's just turned up, Burnley's MP, so I'm about to take this bitch's job. Hello Julie, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Very well, I'm okay, thank you. Do you have a minute to talk?
Of course, yeah, of course.
Good stuff. I'm just wondering, why did you want to remain?
Oh, gosh,
We haven't got a minute, have we? I've got all day really,
It's
to be
all right.
fair.
No, we have. Right, I'm just thinking what's best. Are you on your way to work or something?
Yeah, well I've just come in here to
You voted?
cast a vote, yeah. But I left the country 3 years ago, and then I came back, and once I came back, they wouldn't allow me to vote because they didn't consider me a citizen of the UK anymore.
Are you back a citizen now?
I'm back a citizen now, yeah.
I mean, this isn't about ordinary sort of politics. It's not about Labour Party or Tories. And now we're easy to become a bit of a power struggle between David Cameron and Boris Johnson. It's nothing to do with that. Keeping monkeys about that. And it's actually, it's what's best for younger people. I mean, I was saying to a guy down town yesterday, he's a bit older than me, but I mean, I'm virtually old enough to take early retirement. I'm not going to, but I could. And I was like, it's not about us, actually, it's about the future of this country. Young people have got kids and they're graduate. I want them to have the best opportunities, the best jobs in the world, the best access to full international community. You know, even one will say to me, oh, it's definitely out because I want to put the great back in Britain and all that nonsense. So I said, listen, you can't be nostalgic about some so-called glory days going back. I wish I was 21 again. It's never going to happen. Got to go forward and positive. I want to be, not because I am worried about the effect of the jobs in Burnley. There's 7,300 and something jobs directly dependent on the union in Burnley. And they won't all go overnight, but they'll start to go out. And there will be the new ones. But it's not just that. It's about having a powerful voice. We are respected around the world. British people are the best. People say it's unpatriotic to come out. There's nobody more proud to be British. Really proud of being British. But I also want to have access to the rest of the world. I mean, we'll be the laughing stock of the world.
You can do that from your mind frame. You can do that from your soul. You can do that from the seat. You can do that from the third eye.
Well, you can, but not. You can't do it without the cooperation of the rest of the world.
True, true.
We have a strong voice now. We're not an empire country anymore. But we were the original trading country.
Not on the seas.
No, but people listen when Britain speaks.
Yeah,
And I'll
they
tell
have
you,
to.
I'll tell you, he'd be rubbing his hands if we come out. He's blooming Putin.
Yeah.
We've got an enemy on our doorstep.
He's not an enemy. Well, I don't know him personally.
No,
This is the thing, we're talking about
Russia is a
individuals
threat,
and we're
though.
talking about, well,
Russia's
Russia's not a threat. They don't,
They are a
the
threat.
people of
We're
Russia aren't a threat to me. I've met people from
No,
Russia.
I know, they're
I
not
met
sort
people
of
from
people
India, I
with
met
a-
people from UK, and I met people all over the world, and not one of them has ever showed me any hostility. They've all been friendly.
It's not on a personal level.
But NATO and the EU and the countries responsible, the countries Saudi Arabia, Israel,
Yeah.
all the friends
Yeah.
of the UK
Yeah.
are murderers, including the UK.
You're right, some of
They are
them are.
murderers.
You're absolutely right. And
We
I'm
pay,
a
my tax
peaceful
gets
person.
spent on dropping bombs on Syria and arming ISIS.
And I
which is
voted
great
against
about
it.
I know, I remember, I saw that.
But it's important. I'm a peaceful
Like you're
person.
saying about a power struggle.
Yeah.
Like you're saying about a power struggle, there is a power struggle, and it's not between left or right or nations. It's between the global elite and us people, the
Totally
little
agree
people.
with, totally agree with you.
Good stuff.
And this idea that the Brexit people are saying, oh, well, if we don't spend money there, we'll spend on things for working people. What nonsense. I mean, you've got Boris Johnson, I say, it's like, for me, it's a picture of, you've got this picture up there sitting having a big banquet at a table, and the rest of us sat underneath the table, and throws a few scraps and we fight over, and there'll be less scraps to fight over. Seriously, if there's any spare, if and I don't think that's the truth, having looked at figures, if we manage to save some money, we'll be giving it in tax cuts to the richest.
Yeah.
We won't be using it on the NHS or on you and me and our families.
No.
We'll see what. And all the workers' rights, I don't know what you do for a living, but all the workers' rights that we currently enjoy will come from Europe. They don't come from, we just tourists stand up for only working people. They screw people down to work for as little as possible. That's what they're about.
Yeah.
They've always been like that. We'd still be, I mean, if it weren't, I mean, one of the things that, you know, Labour Party was founded just because people work in starvation wages, and some things haven't changed. There's still people working in crap jobs, paid rubbish. I mean, yeah, unemployment's down under this government, and that's a fact. But I talk to people who are holding 3 jobs down, all low pay and still struggling.
Yeah, they will be.
So
That's what they want it. It's not
what
fair.
they do.
It's
They
not
want
fair.
it. And if anybody thinks bringing us out to Europe is going to make us all suddenly richer and better,
No.
it's going to make us less powerful
I
as
think
working
but we'll get more
people.
control, do you not believe?
No.
That we'll get more control within our country, because like you say, we've already established, we have already built everything around the earth, because the empire has built it, and so if we come out, like you say, we're not going to go back to the Stones. If we come out, we can root out every corrupt politician that's ever been, Tony Blair, all the ones that have been that need trying.
How will that make a change? Tony Blair, that was a multi-millionaire who'll carry on living, doing what he's doing, in or out, was making it's not a drop.
Yeah, that's why we need to take control of the people. Like there needs to be real people in positions of power.
But the EU, I mean, that's why Jeremy Corbyn said, let's stay in a strong socialist Europe standing up for workers. All the rights that come to workers in the last few years have come from Europe. The British government would have voted them down. They are on our side. And in Burnley, only place we get fair share of funding, and I know this first time because I used to be council here before I was MP, is from Europe. We don't get from government, but they dump on us, honestly. David Cameron, I mean, it's absolutely blatant. They should be arrested. It's criminal what's going on. He gives himself and his own area a pay rise. We've had a 54% pay cut in Burnley. That's not politics, it's a fact. But when they distribute regional funding from Europe, we get a fair share. It's the only place we get a fair share. A lot of the job creation that's gone in Burnley, there's a lot happening at the minute, and there's lots more got to happen. They always come from Europe. I mean, the business park, Burnley Bridge, we've got companies that are moving on there, turning over several billion every year, creating jobs for Burnley people. The money for the whole place has come from Europe. Would the Tory government have done it first? Would they have? Well, that's how I'm bothered, but I've got 2 kids. They're probably more your age than mine. My daughter's 28, my son's 30, and I hope that they're going to have children. I think I haven't got the right to take these opportunities away from them. That they'll be up a dead end.
Yeah. This is the reason I haven't got that far down that sort of life yet, and got a woman to call my own and got kids, because I see the world is a broken place. And
but it needs good, decent people like you who think about things to lead us forward. Together, people are really strong. And to think about this, we've got 60 million people in this country. We've got 500 million people which is what's in Europe, in the EU that is, standing up together fighting for workers' rights. I mean, there's been all this talk about human rights. We can't please ourselves. Let's take British people out of human rights. And I said, you know what? I'm having a laugh at you. I said, don't we want our human rights? Seriously, they'd have people. They're already doing it now, and they. You know, like they're making people who can barely stand up out of a wheelchair, and I'm fighting a lot of the cases, saying you're not paying any money because you've got to work. They're not fit to work. I don't like scroungers, but when people are desperate, well, they can't get away with too much because there's the European law will stand up for them. And it's a disgrace British law, but when we've got Tories and the likes in government, and would you trust these? I wouldn't trust them.
A lot of them wanted to go to war, didn't they?
Yeah, of course they did.
Yeah.
And if you think about that as well, we've had 40 years of peace in Europe, last 2 world wars, and most of them, let's look at who was slaughtered. They weren't fancy folk, they were working people who slaughtered all them men, all them sons and all them husbands. They were slaughtered because one country wanted to fight for land or trade deals with another. Now, we don't always get on with the EU partners, but instead of having a bomb and a tank, they sit around the table and they sort it out. So we've had none of our young men slaughtered anymore, and plus war costs us a fortune. We only, about 5 years ago, finished off paying the debts from the Second World War, how much it cost us. And it was all about Germany grabbing this, somebody grabbing that.
And now look at their position.
And we were the first country in the world, we were the first traders, and we're the greatest country in the world, I really believe that. We're the first traders. When we were a little island, our ancestors said, well, we're not just shutting up the doors here, we're going out, we explored the world, we invented more than anybody else. And my brother lives in Japan, and they've spent a fortune on medical research, a good example of this, and they've never discovered anything, nothing. Us, we don't spend as much as them, but we've done all sorts. But so much so, we're so good at it that the EU respects that, and so the European Medical Research Centre is based in London. The money for all European research, huge chunk of it goes there, provides jobs for British scientists. We lead, we set the agenda, we decide what work's being done because we're the clever ones in this. And then when we discover a new, for example, new cancer treating drug, British people get it first. Of course, they're not going to leave that in London. If we're out, that's shut in. It'll go to Germany. You know, I mean,
but like you're saying about medicals, there is loads of alternative medicine as well.
Well, there is.
You know, and they suppress it all. And there is free energy as well, you know, for petrol, so we don't have to use all that stuff. And there is a big awakening, so everybody who I've come into contact with, I have deep conversations with them there. They come to me like they know that I'm the guy for having deep conversations with them, and we get to a level.
Sounds like you really think about stuff.
Oh, I have always been. Yeah, thank you, because I've been led to believe when I spoke to Gordon, because every time I saw Gordon Birchall walking around, I'm like, Gordon, what are you saying about this? And I get his point of view. And then when you got elected, I said, what do you know of Julie? Because I didn't know. I've grown up around here, but I've never seen you around. So yes, my name's Jordan. Jordan Morland. Jordan Moorland. Yes, and yourself.
Where do you live, Jordan?
I just live on the corner there.
Oh, right, brilliant. I live further up. I've lived up this end of Burnley forever.
Yeah.
We keep moving around. The kids have grown up and they're gone now. But another thing though, like if you think about things, you'll think about the challenges that we're facing globally, in political, like that. If the seas are polluted, the sea doesn't know whether it's in France or Germany or UK. We've got to tackle that together. All the climate change stuff, we've got to tackle it together. And like when like you say, alternative medicines, you're right, that it's really important. But when to get them legal, they've got to be parted in the testing on that. But it's more cost effective to test them on 500 million people, and which is what we're doing. And plus, if you need heaven forbid, I hope you stay well forever, but if you were to need an organ transplant, then we've got agreed standards. I mean, and somebody who needs an urgent liver transplant, for example, they can't hang around. Well, we've got loads of bureaucracy, and all this talk of bureaucracy in Europe, we have agreements for safety standards, so we don't have just to look around the UK. If there's a liver in Greece or Italy that matches you, it's here, and it's here fast. And security's been all that talk, our boards will be safe. What nonsense. Together we're a lot safer. The modern criminals, they're online. If you're online, it don't matter in the UK or France, but the technology to beat them. We can share it instead of Britain spending one pot of money, France we pool it, and we use a collective brain. Don't mean we give up our sovereignty. We boss them about in Europe, and if I were in charge, and I'll having my say. And when we get another Labour government, I want to see us leaders in Europe, you know, dictating the agenda like we do on the medical research agenda. They come to us and ask us what we think. There's this big pot of money collected from all the EU states, and Britain decides how it's spent. Now, well, we can go back and we can have a 28th of that. So we won't be doing the research we're doing now. They'll pull all their money out of here. Honestly, I could talk all day about it. I have no doubt whatsoever. And just interestingly, Gordon doesn't really talk to me much, but he did talk to some of my colleagues in the town centre on Middlesbrough, and he said he supports Remain. I mean, and his party does, because it's just the right thing to do. It's a pity he hasn't said so a bit louder outside, because I think he's just sitting on the fence in case it's proven popular with local people. Whereas me, I believe in being honest with people. And I think people respect that. They don't always agree with me, but I tell people what I think honestly. I listen to other people's opinions, and I've been listening for months and ages on this, and I've really done my research. And so I have no hesitation.
No, fair enough. I appreciate your time. I thank you for giving me your insight.
Nice to meet you, Jordan.
A few things like Putin, you know, he used to work with the KGB back in the day, and he's broke away from the elite. Global warming is a hoax. Carbon emissions are a joke. How can anybody tax me for breathing? That's not going to happen. Before that happens, I'll take to the streets with an army. And I'm getting people behind me, like a whole load of people.
People's rights were stronger with the working people in France, working people in Spain. The working, that's because here, to be honest, the richest sort of 5% rule the roost here.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons why I want to get into politics. I'm working class. I'm proud of it. I'm from here. I grew up in a poor home, and my mum still struggles, and I wanted to give working people a voice. I haven't come from bloody like Boris and David, and it's annoying me that some people, even some Labour supporters say, oh, we vote out David Cameron will have to go. It's not about David Cameron, it's about your life and my life.
Yeah, exactly, and that's the problem. Everybody's depending on somebody else to save them.
So have you been to vote?
I've been to vote, yeah.
So did you vote out?
I did.
They
haven't been able to. They haven't been able to. But the thing is, you know, that's my personal decision. Just like you, like each person is holding on to an illusion. The whole world's set up as an illusion. We say this is our enemy. This is our enemy. This is a threat. This is a threat. It's like no, we're all human individuals who have a collective mind, like you say, and we're all aware that we are being manipulated to the fullest.
I mean, I very much, I feel a very strong individual, and I support individuality, but I also know that I get more done when I work with other people.
Yeah,
when I bring them together, when we come together, people power counts.
Yeah.
And that's really important.
But there's nothing more dangerous than an uneducated mass.
Oh, you're right.
Look what happened in Germany. Look what happens all the way around the world.
The only reason, 1870, they brought in education for everybody, and they didn't bring it in because they thought we should be nice
They
and
had to do it.
educated.
People demanded it.
Well, they weren't even that. They always big factory owners. People, they had no education at all. They were no use in factories. So they 3 R's. Let's just get education, give them a basic education, so they can work for us for a pittance, and we'll make our money for us. I mean, the wealth of the British Empire, the cotton industry, was made on the back of working people in this town.
That's what I'm saying. And now they want me to break my back again in another life to try and pull them out of rubbish. Not going to happen.
Anyway,
because
so
they
I'm
created
going to
that.
go in now.
And I'm not disappointed at that.
No, and I will be.
I believe it doesn't matter. Look at Scotland's independence. It's all rigged. The people of Scotland, I've met people of Scotland, a lot of people of Scotland, and a lot of them wanted out there because they wanted their independence back.
Majority wanted in. That's why they won.
Well,
majority wanted in. So SNP had everything. I've thought about this a lot. My dad was Scottish. A lot of family in Scotland. SNP lost the election.
Have you heard about the new person's law that they brought in Scotland, where you can't put your name on your kid's birth certificate. You've got to put guardian. What they're trying to do is the state's trying to take over. The state's trying to take over fully. All political parties, everything are all
I don't take anybody over. I just want to help people.
No, you know something. I've got a gauge, right? Because I've accessed my third eye. I haven't unlocked my penal gland yet. And I've done it all naturally, and I am able to see into the other realm, and I can sense that you've got nothing bad with you.
Good, I'm glad you sense that because I haven't.
Right, good.
Anyway, it's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. Yes, thank you for your
I'm
time.
going now and I'm going to get me rest of my work done.
Sweet. Sound, Julie. Well, yeah, thank you. See, man's got a gauge and I can gauge folk. She were a lot nicer than I've been led to believe that she was. that I thought she was personally. I got my own. I don't listen to other people's opinions on how to, especially on. I don't listen to other people's opinions on other people. I build my own thing, and from a face value, that woman seemed really genuine and nice. She might be genuine and nice, but she's very misled because she's thinking with her left brain always, and she's thinking left and right, up and down, yin and yang. When really, like she's saying about the global collective mind, we are all one. We've all come from one place and we've all been divided, and we are no longer thinking collectively. We're all thinking about our personal things and what's best for my kids and what's best for this. And that's all very well and good, and that is what each individual wants to do, and that's what I want to do one day. I'll be the greatest father known to man. Probably not greater than the Almighty though, definitely not, never ever. But you know, I wake up and I'm grateful. I say thank you to the Almighty Creator. I'm grateful that I found His love and that He has, I say He, she, it, God is the connecting force between all living things on this planet. We are all one, we are all consciousness, we are the planet playing itself out. And we're all on with some madness, on a personal vendetta of self-destruction. And that was quick. See you later. See, she don't fuck about, she just here to fucking place a vote and get out. Not interested in talking to the people. Well, you see, certain, like, I've been into her, I've been into that MP's thing many times, into the building, and said, can I speak to Julie, I'm not happy about this and that, and she's not been in, so I don't know whether she'll have heard of me before, because I've left my name and my number many a times and she's not got back to me. Excuse me. But then she seemed really genuine, and like I'm saying about a gauge, I can see into people's souls, and I can see around an individual of their aura, and I can see whether they're carrying good or bad. And she genuinely seemed like a nice woman. Like she said, she's grown up here and that, and she will not know the depths of the Freemasonry that runs this, like she said about the 5% what runs Burnley. She will not know the depths of what they do, and if, like, as soon as I said, you know, you're not evil, she's like, right, I've got to go. And that's like, whoa. Because either way, still promoting the agenda, like she said, she mentioned, we need to dictate. Nobody needs to dictate nothing. If you set a good example and you set good guidance, then that's enough. And if it's good and it's true, people will follow it. People will buy it. Like I would, if it wasn't corrupt as fuck. But instead, I pay my tax to go and drop bombs on people and go and make homeless sleep on the streets, and it's all backwards. So voting really doesn't make a difference. Really doesn't make a difference, because we're still gonna carry on going. We're still feeding the same system, which is the beast. Unless we all stand up and do something about it, it's not gonna make a difference. You will see in the years to come, they'll say, whether we're in or out, there's an agenda, like she said, and if we don't put a stop to the agenda, it'll put a stop to us. And there'll be no more freedom, there'll be no more human rights, like she said, because they're already going. But right now there is a gap, there is a window. It's the perfect opportunity to take some power back. Yeah, take control of our country. We can enter it again if we want. Who's saying we can't? We can fucking, the people can demand another referendum to get back into it once we've come out of it and we've sorted our shit and we've rooted out all the evil little bastards like she's talking about. Your paid shills, your paid puppets, your people who've been bred for positions, who've gone to Oxford to get them ready, to groom them, get them ready for the positions. Boris, Cameron, all of them people, all of the people, all of them. Yeah, left, right, I don't care the party, it doesn't matter. If it's not run by the people, for the people, then it's run in the interest. David Cameron is a company. His name is a company. Yeah? She's like, I've done my research. Do more research. Go deeper. Go a whole lot deeper. Self-analyse. You've got the answers in here. You've got the answers everywhere. Here's your processor. This is the computer outside. You decide what to pull in and process. Bang! It's a big world out there, people. Big world out there. Yeah? And we can all have access to it, and we all just need to acknowledge that these people don't represent our interest. So whether we vote them in, whether we vote them out, whether we vote them left, whether we vote them right, they're there for the bankers, they're there for the people who they represent. They are not there for the people. One thing to get through your head is that You are born, you are given a number, you are considered a slave from that point. Every time you get a letter with that name on and that number. Tell me you're not a slave when you're operating under those means. I'm a free sovereign human being. Yeah, sometimes I operate by my name when it's needed, like that, when you go in, because it's, I've done it before where I just refuse to all out give it because it's just, but no, there's no, that's not productive at all. Right there, it's just easy to play a ball and you got to give it, you got to say, this is me in this instance. But when I go to council, I say, no, I'm a free human being. I am not a legal entity. Because that's what you are, a legal entity. That is what your name is, an entity, a corporation, a name. That is not me. I am free. And I hope, what's up with you? What, you know it to be true. People know what's cracking. So rather than fighting it, embrace it and stand by it, empower it yourself and allow yourself to get to that next level of knowing. Rather than keeping in the left-hand side of your brain, this is happening, this is happening, this is happening. In news, when they come with a little distraction tactics. Oh, fucking Donald Trump nearly got shot. Oh, there's fucking bullshit, 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 bullshit. It's all orchestrated and you eat it up like a bunch of bloody wet lettuces. And it's really crucial that you wake up to your true divine self. Yeah? Understand you are a spirit, an individual spirit making up a whole load of good stuff in the world. And everyone knows it to be true, but you're all a bunch of pussies. This goes out to the world over, because everybody I speak to says, yeah, I know what's going on, but you can't do nothing about it. You can't do nothing about it because you won't do nothing about it, you pussy clot. Yeah? Wake up. So, that's a good bit of doings if you ask me. So, peace and love, please wake up. Understand that we can take control back of the whole world. Because UK is behind Saudi Arabia, America, all of the madness all the way around the planet, NATO, the EU, the UK is behind it all, yeah? So once we pull ourselves out, we remove the bankers, we remove the corrupt politicians, we remove the bloodline, we question the monarchy and we put them under scrutiny and say, you know, what you walking around in a gold hat for when everyone's broke as toast? Yeah, nah. Time for a change, people. Let's do it, man. There's no more waiting about. Why are we going to wait for another 3 years to see whether they do good or they do bad? They don't plan on letting us be free at all. That's why you get one choice or another choice, not the ultimate truth. Okay, love you lots, jelly tots. Vodka shots, don't do lots. Bye.